Hey, so there's this show called Critical Role, and it's like super cool. It's essentially a show where a bunch of nerdy
voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, basically that. The show stars Matthew Mercer, who DMs the game, Marisha Ray, Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey, Liam O'Brien, Sam Riegel, Ashley Johnson, and Taliesin Jaffe, as well as a bunch of other guests that have been on there over the years, but that's just the main cast. The show has 2 complete campaigns, and they're in the midst of their 3rd campaign at the time of this recording. The show has grown a huge following since it started in 2015, and is solely responsible for my growing interests in D&D and TTRPGs in general. That's cool, you're probably thinking. Why am I watching this video, though? Okay, hold on. I have a reason for talking about this. I just need a second. Okay, hey, Jerry, keep him there. Okay, here's my claim. Critical Role, this silly little D&D show, is shining a light on an insanely unique and transformative way to tell stories. And ways to experience life. You might be rolling your eyes at that last claim, but let me finish and maybe you'll understand where I'm coming from. Think about this. Traditional stories are to be entirely handcrafted by a creator/creators. These are your writers, directors, authors, painters, etc. Everything on the screen /page/canvas/audio wave is meant to be there. All of the story beats were thought up in someone's head way before we even perceived them. None of this is the case for Critical Role, and in extension, D&D, and a lot of TTRPGs. None of the cast members, not even Matt, could have guessed, let alone planned what would happen in their story. Sure, okay, Matthew Mercer has created this world for the players to inhabit and explore, but he's not the one who controls the protagonists. If he did, he'd just be writing a book, or a play, essentially. But on the flip side, the characters can try to decide what they do in the world, but they don't get to plan or decide what the world is like or who the villain is, etc. If this is the case, how is this storytelling? This is just things happening, right? It's a game. There's no author. Well, that's where I don't entirely agree. The closest thing I would say to an author or creator in this situation is the dice. It's chance, or fate, or whatever you want to call it. D&D is a system where people get to leave their destiny up to chance. You never know what your story's going to be, and I feel like that was hard for people to understand for a while. Not until D&D had this sort of resurgence, which Critical Role has a lot of credit in causing. Believe it or not, a lot of people often find no purpose in fiction. It's not real. What could you possibly learn in a fake world that could help you in a real one? Well, Critical Role has shown people that you can learn a lot. The story of these characters have touched people all over the world, and yet no one wrote the words the characters were going to say. No one planned the decisions they would have to make, so it must have been luck then. A dice rolled, a miracle happened, and now popped an interesting story that can't be replicated again. Well, that's wrong. Not only has Critical Role found a way to tell new stories every week for years, but so have tens of millions of people around the world. This community is bigger than it's probably ever been. People every day get together and create an entirely new life in this world where literally anything is possible. Friendships flourish and fade, tears are shed, characters die, and memories are made. Memories. Things that people will keep with them for the rest of their lives. And you know what people can do after everyone leaves the table and you're done playing? They can go out into the world and get fired from their job or learn about a freak accident on the news. And while others ponder how something so crazy, so random could have happened, the people at the table will think, you know what? Let me make something out of this. The result of the dice can be chaotic. Yes, okay, wrenches can be thrown into the story and entire plots can be uprooted, but it's up to the players and the DM to find meaning in the chaos. This is what D&D can teach us. Life is a roll of the dice. Plans get soiled, lives get ruined, and it's up to you to make sense of it. This goes back to my video about the importance of storytelling in general. We need to find new ways to relate to people, to share experiences, to grow and change. Don't you understand? You might as well be rolling a dice in real life with how much crap is going on. This teaches us that our life is a story, because if a story that compelling with that much emotion and humor and wonder and heartbreak and triumph can be the result of a dice roll, then god damn it, maybe your life has some meaning too. And you can be just as triumphant. Live life like a game of D&D. Understand it's all up to chance, and find your meaning in the chaos. Thanks, Jerry. Have a good one, guys.